Welcome everyone. Uh, Today's webinar is on how to increase banana production by 40%. The entire webinar will be in English. Small introduction about myself. My name is Samir Alawadi. I have done chemical engineering and postgraduate diploma in business management. I have 22 years of experience in the field of agriculture. I am in this field since last 1999. I own a company named Utkarsh Agrochem Private Limited, where I work as a technical director. I have worked as a consultant for crops like banana, papaya, mango, pomegranate, sugarcane, chiku, guava, vegetable, organic farming, where I started my career by selling banana tissue culture plants and working as a consultant. I am visiting faculty at IIM Jammu and EDI. Our company Utkarsh Agrochem manufactures more than 100 non-poisonous products for agriculture. For more details, you can log in to www.utkarshagro.com. I also have another company named Trees Valley Technologies LLP, where we sell trees, plant trees, nurture trees, transplant trees, do landscaping, etc. And both the companies are headquartered in Surat. Got it, Nirav bhai. You can share your concern that why you have joined this program. What are the major concern in doing banana farming? You can write in a chat box. Okay, you are also doing secondary hardening at Dholka. Very nice. Of Surgeon Biotech. Very good company with Harish Bhai. And if you have any particular questions that why you have joined, you can share here. Welcome Ashok ji, President of Jodhpur. Your temperature goes above 50 degree. Very difficult to do if the temperature is above 50 degree, and your question will be completely answered in the initial slides only. So you will come to know whether means it is very much difficult to cover, but you can do it. In Kutch also the temperature goes above 50 degree, but many farmers are doing there. Provided the water is of good quality, your questions and concern will be answered. Anything else you can write here. Now we are moving ahead. If there is any concern, you can write in chat box. Basic requirement for profitable farming is soil, water, temperature, nutrition, pest and disease management, weed management. So we'll be covering all topics in good details. Soil, for banana plantation, clay, loamy medium, well-drained soil is required. The pH varies from 4.5 to 8.5, but the ideal pH is 5.8 to 7.5. So the acidic soil is also very good one. TDS is acceptable up to 800 ppm only. I'll cover all these things, Niro bhai. I'll cover all the questions, whatever is there. High TDS soil is not at all suitable. Water, apply water to exceed water evaporation rate regularly, means the higher the temperature, the more the water requirement. If the rainfall is less, then evaporation, frequent irrigation is essential for higher yield. I can say that banana is one of the crop which needs very good quantity of water. What water is required, that's also will be going to cover. In heavy rainfall area, drainage is essential to avoid incidence of disease like root rot, collar rot, etc. So the water quality required is of pH 6.5 to 7.5, and water TDS cannot be suitable is up to 600 or 700 ppm only. Above that, problem starts. So high TDS soil, high TDS water, not at all suitable. Vishnoji, your answer is here. The ideal temperature effect on growth stages, ideal optimum is 27 to 30, where optimum dry matter accumulation takes place. Around 20 degree fruit ripening starts. Below 10, between 10 to 15, plant withstand for very shorter period. If I come to above temperatures, 30 degree appearance of new leaves is easier. 15 to 38 is very good vegetative growth. 39 degree and above, leaf burns and growth cessation takes place. Subtropical area, the fewer leaves, longer time for fruit development, 15 to 18 months. In tropical area, 1 leaf per week. Flowering happens at 30th week. Fruit development at 35 to 52 weeks. So above 50-degree temperature, if it is for very long time, it is difficult, feasible, not feasible. But if you keep the distance very close, you can still do some of the planning, pre-plantation planning, when to do plantation. If you want to go for good rates, do plantation between 15th February to 15th April. For good weight, do plantation between 15th June to 15th September. Very common question to go for tissue culture plants or for sucker. Always go for good companies tissue culture plants. Then only you will get consistent result. Which company? There are some national level companies like Jain Irrigation, Cadila Pharmaceutical, like that, and there are always local companies which are very old companies, consistently performing companies like Surgeon Biotech in Gujarat, or many others are there, like Abhimanyu Biotech we work with. So you can go for those companies. How the plant should be when we buy. If you are planting in summer, go for bigger size plant. If you are planting in monsoon area, you can go for smaller plants. Land preparation. When you are preparing the land, when the planting is in summer or before the onset of a monsoon, make the soil cool before planting. If it is not done, plant will die immediately. And regarding drip irrigation, you need to have double lateral both sides of the plant. Then only you will get excellent results. So these are the pre-plantation planning. Now plantation distance. Distance is usually between the rows is 7 feet. Between plants 5 feet to 6 feet for Grand Line variety and Robusta variety. For Cavendish or Adrapuri variety, 6 feet by 4 feet. It facilitates a full sunlight, otherwise shade or overcast prolonged growth cycle by 3 months, as well as the bunch size reduces by 30% if you put very close. Now, where the temperature is very, very high, like the areas of Kutch or Rajasthan, when you are interested, you can go for 5 by 5, 5 feet by 5 feet plantation. I worked a lot in Kutch area, and it is very much successful, and they get very good result, provided other things are taken care of. Sowing, make a pit of 1 feet by 1 feet by 1 feet. Give basal fertilizer, compost with 500 grams, fully compost, DAP 100 grams, VAM 100 IP 3 grams. Immediately after sowing, give 1 liter water. You can give fungicide along. If you can also give our Utkarsh bio fungicide and biofertilizer like microbes and Vamos. And note that do not give any fertilizer by drip for the first 3 months, because normally the plants are placed at 6 feet, and the drippers are usually placed at 1.5 to 1.25 feet. So there will be wastage. So till the two leaves of plant touch each other, never give anything by drip irrigation. Initially, for the first month, your focus should be on the survival of plant and on root formation only. I'll show the photograph of different stages and what to do. This is after 7 to 21 days of plantation. In this period, frequent irrigation and weed-free atmosphere is a must, or use mulch for weed control and water conservation. Since it is a long duration crop, if you are going for mulching, go for thicker mulching sheet. So do drenching of fungicide plus roots multiplier plus chloropyrifos if you are going chemical. In this, we recommend go for fungicide of COC if you are doing in summer, but if you are in monsoon, go for biological product like microbes, Utkarsh microbe, Utkarsh Vamos. They will give excellent result, because if there is heavy rainfall, the chemical fungicide and chemical insecticide are washed off. Then you can give phosphorus, micronutrient, natural acids like horsepower, micronutrients, stress-free, roots multiplier, etc. Post-sowing action. Do drenching for root formation and fungus prevention. If during the summer, drenching of water with irrigation is required, because if you will give water only by drip irrigation and there is temperature is very high, the plant may die. For first 15 days, do drenching of water only along with drip irrigation, because many times when the drips are old, the clogging of drip takes place. If there is monsoon, no need to do drenching. Second drenching is not required, but see that there is no water logging. Especially in black soil, there are chances of water logging. If there is very heavy rainfall and water logging, take action. Take action for root formation, for fungicides, fertilizer application. Do it by both by drenching if you are going for liquid fertilizer, and if you are going for a granulated fertilizer like DAP and nitrogen, cover it with soil. Do not keep it open. After plantation, when fertilizers are given at a 7 days interval by drenching, gene expression of plant starts and its growth becomes unstoppable. So first 2 to 3 application of fertilizer should be given by liquid fertilizers, by drenching, water soluble fertilizers, liquid fertilizers, which are easily quickly available. Then the gene expression starts, and after that the plant is unstoppable. When the crop stage is 60 days, stop drip for 15 to 20 days. Roots will go downwards, and this will give good resistance to the plant. Care that is required to be in monsoon. Avoid water logging condition. If very heavy rainfall, water logging is there, take action of removing the excess water from the field. For black soil, better to plant on raised bed for early VAPSA condition. Give fertilizer and spray seeing the climate in application, means you see whether there is rainfall or not, then only gives the fertilizer and um, uh, spraying. Give granulated fertilizer and cover it with soil. Do regular weeding. Give ammonium sulfate instead of urea, because urea gets washed off during monsoon. So during monsoon, don't give urea fertilizer. When the harvesting is taking place during monsoon, possibility of thrips attack is there. This is usually for ratoon crops or even as per the plantation. So take care of thrips. Uh, Whenever there is a little bit also water logging, the algae takes place, algae formation takes place. Remove it by removing the upper soil, so that aeration takes place. Take spray for Sikatoka. You can do recommendation will be there for the Sikatoka. This is the 45 days. After 45 days, condition of plants. Uh, uh, Increasing photos period from 10 to 14 hours increases the rate of new leaves. During this period, give Combi2, that is chelated micronutrient, 2 grams per liter foliar spray of micronutrient, and also give NPK along with magnesium. This is recommended for optimum yield during this stage, and do intercultivation so that aeration takes proper and growth is maintained. Care to be taken post monsoon. First of all, during the monsoon, since water is everywhere, the roots spread everywhere. So first of all, start drip immediately once the rain stops to avoid the shock. If otherwise, the roots will get shocked, and the plants will also get that shock. So everywhere there is root during the monsoon, and you need to develop the new ones by giving the water, because root formation will take place in the new way where the water is coming out from the dripper. So after that, do cultivation also. Avoid bed formation with granulated fertilizer, because once the monsoon is over, the temperature becomes very high. So avoid that, because excessive heat of climate plus the heat of fertilizer, if it is given very close, if it is done, then there are lots chances of color rot. If you want to give granulated fertilizer, give it 9 to 12 inches away from the stem, and check if the drip is not chopped during the monsoon period. Do last intercultivation if two leaves touch each other, because now if the leaves are touching each other, means the roots have come everywhere, and this will cause disturbance. So this should be the last intercultivation. Take action for the root formation, means give products like stress-free roots multiplier for quick root formation. Then start fertilizer in drip if the two trees have come together. This is the case after You can see that two leaves are very close to each other. This is the condition of banana after 90 days. During this stage, the flower bud initiation starts in pseudostem. This is the stem of banana is always called pseudostem because it is formed with the leaves of the plant. So the photo period does not influence the flowering. Each node has a row of double flowering. The cluster of fruit is called bunch and the individual fruit is called finger. Uh, at this stage, phosphorus and potash requirement is high. It is increases to get maximum hands and fingers per hand. Nutrition care is very precision. Monitoring from 90 days onward till 150 is a most crucial period. If during this period, high phosphorus, high phosphorus, high potassium, along with micronutrient calcium is given, then only you get the best result. The most critical period starts after 90 days. Between post-monsoon and pre-winter, this is the most important stage. If the plantation is done during the monsoon, that is the stage between 90 to 150 days. If the temperature is between 25 to 30 degrees, you will get the best result. Give maximum fertilizer, phosphorus, potassium, calcium, magnesium, micronutrient for best growth. It will decide the output and the number of hands. Earthing up with care can be done just pre-winter. If there is color rot, do fungicide drenching immediately to cover it up, because there are chances of cholera during this period. This is the symptoms of what are the symptoms of healthy banana? What is called healthy banana? The new leaf will always be bigger than the previous leaf. There should be good gap between the two leaves. All leaves are with stem, means with stem in the pseudo stem. There should be minimum 12 leaves. If there are 12 leaves, it is a healthy banana. New plant start coming out, means the child is starts coming after 90 days. Pseudo stem becomes black. This pseudo stem, it becomes black. Lower leaves are green. Lower leaves means up to 12 leaves are green. So these are the symptoms of healthy banana plant. After 150 days, the height of plant is around 6 to 7 leaf. The leaf lamina width is 2 to 2.5 feet. Number of leaves on plants are till now has are 26 to 30. The flowers initiation starts from 165 to 175 days, and the stem size is up to 1 to 1.5 feet in radius. During this period, give high potassium, high phosphorus with micronutrient magnesium plus calcium. Actions to be taken during the winter. The growth slows down during down when the temperature goes below 20 degrees centigrade during the winter. So by this time, the height is 5 to 7 feet. Fertilizer can be given by spraying if feasible. When the temperature below 20 degrees, the uptake will not take place. So fertilizer you should give by spraying or by drenching the solution between the two leaves from above. Give ammonium sulfate, potassium nitrate, calcium nitrate for nitrogen requirement. Avoid giving urea; it will not give much result. Give magnesium sulfate and calcium nitrate every 15 to 20 days. This will magnesium sulfate will maintain the photosynthesis. Calcium nitrate will give the strength to the pseudostem, and the leaves will also remain erect. Give preventive sprays for Sigatoka. If you are going for chemical, go for propiconazole or Nativo, which is combination of tebuconazole, trifloxyfene. And if you are going for organic, go for Utkarsh Fungtree. Choking can take place if the temperature is below 12 degree or more for 5 degrees, more than 5 days. So if in your area the temperature is going down below 12 degree and if it is remained for more than 5 days, I will recommend avoid doing banana in your area. If it is not so, it is fine. If the choking takes place and it is accidental, then you can give humic acid, boron, and sulfur. This will help a plant overcome the choking. Foliar feeding. Why to give foliar feeding? As I have told that when the temperature is lower, the uptake from the soil will not take place. So go for foliar feeding. The unique advantage of this method for banana growers are as follow. When the banana crop requires plant nutrients which are fixed and mobile, go for foliar feeding. When the deficiencies are detected at advanced stage of the plant growth and a quick correction is required. So only by giving in drip irrigation, this will not work. So give foliar feeding. When root activity is hampered by external stresses such as low soil temperature, poor aeration, nematodes, rodents, or it is damaged by machinery doing intercultivation or go for foliar feeding. When the effectiveness of direct soil application is limited due to weeds, there is lots of weed and it is not being controlled for one or the other reason, go for foliar feeding. As foliar application bypass weed competition, this method ensures high availability to the target organs. When the roots are unable to provide the plant with certain nutrients and adequate rate during specific critical stage of growth, this syndrome may take place even in fertile soil. So go for foliar feeding. After 180 days, at this stage when the bunches come out, give calcium, magnesium, boron is required. These three products are available in our Utkarsh F Enhancer. Go for it. Gibberellic acid based product should be used. You can go for our Beam Plus, very extraordinary product for good length of the banana. So along with that, give more high potash and some nitrogen along with calcium boron. So giving 13045 potassium nitrate along with F enhancer and Beam Plus will give fulfill this requirement. Actions to be taken during summer. In black soil, if the growth has not happened before the start of winter, it will start once winters are over in February or March. Give urea as a nitrogen fertilizer during summer. If the cracking is happening in soil, you give loose water or water canal through a canal. So it normally the cracking happens in a black soil, and if the temperature is above 37 degree centigrade, and if available, give loose water. Give calcium nitrate to avoid breaking of pseudostem and banana bunch. So whenever calcium nitrate is not given properly during winter, then also problem of pseudostem breaking happens or the bunch breaking happens. Cover the portion about the banana hand with banana leaves to avoid sun burning. The place from where the banana bunch comes out. Ratoon crop can be put if the height of 5 to 7 feet with good stem is done. After 210 to 240 days, hands start growing and developing. Minimum 8 to 12 hands should be kept if you want good length of the banana, and maximum 12 to 18 hands grow. Don't keep up to 18 hands. It is recommended to go for up to 12 to 13 hands only if you want good weight and good size of banana. Spraying of calcium ADT 3 grams plus boron 1.5 grams with NOP on stem can be given. It will increase the length. You can also add Beam Plus along with that to increase finger size by you can do 3 to 4 sprays. For 30 days, you do 3 to 4 sprays after every 7 to 10 days minimum. And all these fertilizers in drip will also be useful. And even giving regularly Beam Plus will also give excellent length. That is the gibberellic acid based product with no side effect. Sulfate of potash with magnesium sulfate and gibberellic acid and little nitrogen for finger development. Fertilizer recommendations. Banana plants need fertile soil and abundance of soil moisture for best growth and production. The development rate the plant makes in the first 3 to 4 months determines the weight of the bunch and the number of hands, as I've told earlier, that is 90 to 150 days. Consequently, it is essential to provide the best care during this period. Placement, where the fertilizer should be placed. Soluble potassium, phosphorus and nitrogen fertilizer can be made easily available to the roots after planting. Application can be done in various forms. Number one is soil application, broadcast or localized. Since banana roots quickly ramify away from the pseudostem, fertilizers can be rather broadcast than concentrated around the pseudostem. Many farmers give fertilizer very close, but you can also do broadcast because the roots spread very fast. Fertigation. fertilizer placement via irrigation is most efficient since nutrition are applied directly to the root zone. But do this when the two leaves of the banana come together. Timing. Fertilizing schedule should coincide with climatic condition and phenological stage of the crop. Frequency. Frequent applications are essentially important where the soil is light and lacking in fertility and when rainfall is heavy. Because of its limited mobility in the soil, potassium fertilizer should be applied once or twice annually in the subtropic. Nitrogen and potassium fertilizers are normally applied as short intervals via irrigation system. In humid tropics, intensive leaching due to extremely heavy showers dictate immediate fertilization via soil application in order to compensate for leaching losses. We'll see this chart of what is the fertilizer requirement in different stages of the plant. During the flowering and hand formation, you need to give copper ion for pseudostem formation, and then potassium and phosphorus and nitrogen for bunch formation. Potassium, sulfur, boron, chlorine, zinc is required for good formation of the bunch. Calcium and magnesium is required for keeping the plant erect and photosynthesis. And during the flower initiation, for new leaves and good number of bunch and hands, phosphorus and potassium is required along with micronutrient, magnesium and calcium. Total requirement per acre. Nitrogen requirement is 86, P2O5 60, K2O 216, calcium oxide 2 kg, magnesium oxide 5 kg, sulfur 86 kg, iron 544 grams, manganese 259 grams, zinc 364 grams, copper 94 grams, boron 559 grams, and molybdenum 10 grams. The specific role of nutrients in banana farming. For yield, all nutrients are required. For bunch weight, other than phosphorus and sulfur and manganese, all are required. For good hands or bunch formation, other than magnesium, sulfur and manganese, all are required. For fruit length, nitrogen, potassium, boron, copper, manganese are required. For starch and sugar formation, for good taste or sweetness, calcium and potassium required. For sugar acid ratio, nitrogen, potassium required. For good TSS rate, nitrogen, potassium, boron, and iron is required. For good ascorbic acid, nitrogen, potassium required. So you can see that nitrogen and potassium are the main ingredient once the bunch formation takes place from starting to the end. And initially, potassium is required and calcium also plays a major role. Demand of various fertilizer in various plant development stages. Nitrogen. It is required a constant need for nitrogen throughout the growth period. Phosphorus. Constant need for small potassium phosphorus amount throughout the growth period. More it is needed during the early growth stage. Potassium. Constant need for potassium throughout the growth period. 80% of potassium application should be done before peak flowering. Small potassium rate at early stage. Increased potassium rate in months before and after flowering. Magnesium, constant need for small magnesium amount throughout the growth period. Calcium, main calcium uptake until shooting or shoot period. No net calcium uptake takes place during the into bunch after shooting. So main calcium application for fruit production should focus on period before shooting. Before shooting, the calcium requirement should be mainly fulfilled. Sulfur, the most rapid sulfur uptake occurs from sucker to shooting stage. After shooting, the uptake rate is reduced for sulfur. This is the chart of absorption. In presence of borons and silicon, both of absorption take place. Because of silicon, calcium uptake takes place. Because of calcium, magnesium uptake takes place. Because of calcium, nitrogen uptake takes place. Because of nitrogen, phosphorus, and phosphorus, potassium. Because of magnesium, potassium. So in this way, the absorption goes in banana. So all these nutrients are very much important, and care should be taken that there is no deficiency. Nutrition uptake or removal in mass order. Uptake of macronutrient, highest uptake of is potassium, nitrogen, then calcium, then magnesium, then phosphorus. Uptake of micronutrient is in then first manganese, then iron, boron, zinc, copper. Nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium, magnesium, and copper have a high retranslocation rate compared to other nutrients. Now, this is very important slide. Irrigation management, water requirement per day. When the planting is done in June period, the initial water requirement is 5 liters per day per plant. July, if there is monsoon, similar requirement is there. If the monsoon is not there, the requirement will be on higher side. In October, when the temperature is high, go for 8 to 10 liters. During winter, when the temperature goes down, you can maintain that quantity. In February, after once the winter is over, increase the water up to from 11 liters per day. March 16 to 18 liters per day. April 20 to 25 liters per day. And in June, you can still increase the quantity. For October, this is the schedule you can follow. So you can give water by drip irrigation accordingly, what kind of dripper you are having. Role of each nutrient, its deficiency symptoms, available fertilizer for banana plant. Role of various plant nutrients, we'll see one by one. These are some of the symptoms of severe nitrogen deficiency. When the nitrogen deficiency is very high, the petiole turns pink and in highly affected leaves, growth is stunted and overlapping of leaves takes place. And leaves are light yellow, green, and small in size. What is the role of nitrogen? Part of chlorophyll, it gives greenery, promotes growth and vigor, increases the protein content. To overcome nitrogen deficiency, you can give in a mild form during the summer, you can give urea or urea phosphate. During monsoon and winter, you can give ammonium sulfate, ammonium nitrate, DAP, MAP. DAP should be given initially. When temperature is very low, go for potassium nitrate, calcium nitrate, magnesium nitrate. The ones shown in bold are the one provided by our company. Phosphorus deficiency. What is the role of phosphorus? It promotes rapid growth, hastens stem formation and maturity, stimulates flowering, number of fruits. It improves the seed, fruit, vegetable, grain production, photosynthesis, respiration, energy storage, cell division, and enlargement. When there is deficiency, blue-violet color starts appearing on small leaves. Sides of old leaves are burnt or dried. Petiole breaks. Root growth affected. Mother and daughter plants both get weakened. You can see this color, purple color starts. It is everywhere. Phosphatic fertilizer that can be given SSP, TSP, DAP, which are in granulated form, MAP, MKP, urea phosphate of water soluble form. These are our brands. Polyphosphate, horsepower, which contains 3 kinds of phosphorus along with all 6 micronutrients. Importance of potassium. Potassium is the most important ingredient for banana farming. So intensive potassium takes place in first vegetable phase. Overall decrease of potassium concentration in plants from sucker to fruit. High potassium in soil allows large uptake also at later phase. Potassium uptake is leveling off after bunch emergence. Low potassium supply, a limited transfer of minerals, nutrients takes place in xylem like nitrogen, phosphorus, calcium. So if there is low supply, none of this uptake will take place properly. Low potassium supply limits transfer of carbohydrates. Potassium is the nutrient which is required from the starting to end of the time. In potassium deficiency, these are some of the symptoms. Initially, it starts with the yellowing of the border, then the symptoms take place. Then the front part gets blackened, and then an entire leaf gets blackened. The bunch does not fill properly. Old leaves turn orange to yellow. Leaf fall branches slip and fall down. Stalks turn or break down or curling towards the earth. These are the deficiency symptoms. So you can give in granulated form pure potash or water soluble sulfate of potash, potassium nitrate, monopotassium phosphate. We provide all these 3 and 900 grams as well as 25 kg pack. Very important ratio. Importance of nitrogen and potassium ratio. It is the critical nitrogen potassium ratio is very much critical, and it varies from 1:1 and 1:1.6 depending on the method of leaf analysis. Low potassium nitrogen ratio results in finger drops, a post-harvest problem of ripe banana bunches called fingers. Drop occurs during hot, wet season in tropic if the potassium supply is low, so that ammonical nitrogen accumulates. Delay in it also delays the bunch emergence. Widely spread hands easily damaged during the transport. So the hands are spread widely. Fruit pedicles are fragile, and when ripen, fruit fall from the bunch. So whenever, depending on the stage, you need to maintain whether initially nitrogen is high and potassium was same, and at the later stage, potassium ratio goes up. So whenever you give potassium, give some nitrogen also. Magnesium deficiency, role of magnesium. Constituent of chlorophyll, green pigment of plant involved in photosynthesis, aids in phosphorus metabolism, plant utilization of sugar, and several enzymes. So we always recommend that give magnesium along with a phosphatic fertilizer that will give result to both. Deficiency of magnesium, the part leaf turn yellow, petiole turns blue or violet. These are some of the magnesium deficiency symptoms. These are the magnesium fertilizers. Magnesium sulfate, which is commonly used when you want to give nitrogen. Along with that, go for magnesium nitrate. If no sulfur or nitrogen required, and you want to go for drip irrigation, go for magnesium EDT, that is mag green. We have all three. Sulfur deficiency, role of sulfur, correction of alkaline soil. If your soil pH is very high, go for sulfur fertilizer. Exclusively. Enhance incorporation of sugar and starch in fruits. Enhances uptake of nitrogen, phosphorus, potash, and it creates acidic soil in root zone. It is essential for enzymatic activity and nitrogen fixation. So you can always give sulfur along with nitrogen. Both goes along very well. Deficiency, plant becomes yellowish or whitish. Necrotic patches appear in the margin, and the leaf veins become thickened. Fruit bunches are small, hand spread restricted, and the yield is lost. These are some of the photographs of sulfur deficiency. You can overcome sulfur deficiency by giving bentonite sulfur, liquid lime sulfur, sulfur 90% WDG, and you can also give sulfate-based fertilizer like ammonium sulfate, potassium sulfate, magnesium sulfate, zinc sulfate, copper sulfate, ferrous sulfate, etc. Role of calcium. Calcium is essential for cell wall strength during growth stage. It increases size of fruits, vegetables, and flowers. Deficiency of calcium results into leaf pointed with less spread, reduces photosynthesis, and less production of carbohydrates. You can overcome calcium deficiency using calcium nitrate, which contains 19% calcium, or using calcium EDTA 10%. Using calcium calciboron that contains 6% calcium, or using the F enhancer, which contains calcium along with magnesium and boron. In zinc deficiency, the leaves become narrow, yellow, and white strips appear between the secondary veins. Brown necrotic oblong patches appear in the silver yellow strips. You can see this one. These are the symptoms of zinc deficiency. To overcome, you can use zinc sulfate in broadcast form or near the plant, or you can overcome it by giving zinc EDTA 12%, that is zinc gap, Utkarsh zinc gap. Iron deficiency, role of iron is very much important. It is catalyst in chlorophyll formation. It acts as the oxygen carrier. When there is deficiency, the younger leaves turn yellow or white. Some leaf veins are green with a tiger strip. Growth is stunted and leaves don't open easily. You can see the extreme nitrogen iron deficiency. To overcome, you can give ferrous sulfate. If the soil pH is above 7.5, go for FeEDTA 12%. If you this can be given by spraying. If you want to give drip irrigation, go for Fe drip, that is FeIDA 6% by drenching or by drip irrigation. If your soil pH is less than 6.5 acidic soil, go for FeDTP. It will give excellent result. That is our Fe aquarium. Boron deficiency. Role of boron is for germination of pollen grain, growth of pollen tubes, helps in cell wall formation. affects protein formation. Deficiency of boron results into leaf curling, and they are deformed with the white strips in between the leaf lamina, and leaves do not open easily. You can see the de-shaping of leaves also take place, and uh, deformed leaves are there. You can give boron, borax. You can give disodium octaborate, which is our B shape. It contains 20% night boron. You can also go for calciboron that contains 5.5% boron, or you can give F enhancer that contains magnesium and calcium along with boron. So calcium and boron deficiency is very much difficult to identify. So usually if the banana breaks or there is a deformation or deformed leaves, these are all deformed leaves. So you need to give both calcium boron together. We have calcium amino acid chelated calcium boron, which contains 6% calcium boron. So go for calciboron. Copper deficiency, very rarely if it is seen, you can go for copper EDTA. Manganese is also very much less seen. If you give that, and to overcome, you can give magnesium EDTA 12%. A role of silicon is very much important. Silica usually increases resistance to pathogen and insect. As I've shown in one of the slides, the importance of silica. White root formation takes place, plant growth, it affects the plant growth, and it increases, silica increases nitrogen, potassium, calcium, magnesium uptake. The deficiency of silicon usually makes the leaf and comes become soft and droopy, thus increasing the mutual shading. It reduces photosynthesis activity. Severe silicon deficiency reduces the number of panicle per square meter and the number of field spikelets per panicle. Silicon deficiency plants are particularly susceptible to lodging. Lodging means fall down, and it will not maintain. So to overcome silicon deficiency, you can use Utkarsh Silphate that contains 22 to 23% SiO2. At which stage, which fertilizer to be used? Before plantation, give organic manure that contains C. Give granulated phosphorus. After plant settles, go for nitrogen, silicon, sulfur. After 15 to 30 days of plantation, go for micronutrient plus magnesium. After 7 days of this application, give calcium. After every 30 days, give phosphorus plus nitrogen. During flowering, give high dose of potassium. During fruiting, gives high phosphorus and high potassium. Also, balance of micronutrient plus magnesium and calcium is required before harvesting. Give very high potassium, little nitrogen with little nitrogen, calcium. Fruit care of a banana plant. When the flower is removed, injection of imidacloprid is usually given on the peduncle, which is called stalk. This is called the stalk point. I've shown by point this one. Black dried part of the bottom of a banana is removed, and banana bunch is covered with banana plastic, and the plastic bag is tied at the stalk only. I will see the various toxicity effect on banana plant: salinity stress, sodium, chlorine toxicity, boron toxicity load. So when the salinity of soil is high, when the water is of high TDS or soil is high TDS, these symptoms are visible. When the TDS is more than 800 ppm in soil or water, this is common symptom. Sodium toxicity, because when the high content of sodium is there in the soil, the margins of leaves burn. Chlorine toxicity, the leaves become yellow from the border, and it also restricts finger development. In boron toxicity, the leaves split with excess boron. This is because of excess boron. Poor bunch development takes place, poor finger pill and deformation takes place. When low potassium and high nitrogen, budding delayed, number of fingers and hand reduced, and pulp in banana gets reduced when you give high nitrogen and low potassium. I will now see various disease and its cure. Black leaves, Secotocca, very common. These are the photograph symptoms where the lower, it starts from the lower leaves and then becomes upper, it damages the leaves. The solution is spraying in June, July, and before winter, because this is usually visible in monsoon or during winter. You can go for propiconazole plus difenoconazole, 1 ml, half ml each, or tebuconazole type that is called Nativo. You can also go for Utkarsh Fung Free 2 ml per liter water. This is called Cordina leaf spot. In uh, the fungus is developed in a circular manner. Same spraying is required. Anthracnose solution is go for Antracol or Mancozeb, or you can also spray Utkarsh Fung Free. Fusarium banana wilt, it is very difficult to cure. But for prevention, you can give Trichoderma plus Pseudomonas, or you can also go for Utkarsh Fung Free. For curative, go for Carbendazim plus COC plus humic acid. Collar rot, very much common for prevention. Go for COC plus chloropyrifos plus streptocycline. If the smell is foul, for preventive, go for microbes contain Trichoderma plus Pseudomonas and all kinds of biofertilizers. Diamond spot, the solution is Captan or Mancozeb 1 to 2 grams per liter water. If this is the symptom, the diamond thing develops in on banana fruit. Banana Fung Free, it is a proven product for curing most of the fungal disease. You can use it along with liquid VAM, our Vamozell. Bacterial soft rot, go for streptocycline with COC, or you can also go for bleaching powder 2 grams per liter water. Bunchy top, remove all. There is no cure for this, so remove all the plants and burn them. Don't plant the suckers of these plants. Ask other farmers in your village to do above. If they are having that, this bunchy top will also come to your field. To avoid this, go for banana tissue culture plants only on a bigger scale in your village and around. Various insects in plants, burrowing nematodes, go for carbofuran 15 grams per liter water, or go for Bacillomyces, that is our nematospid 2 to 3 kgs per acre. You can also go for nematonil. It contains Bacillomyces, Trichoderma harzianum, and 4 other fungus. Rose beetle, spray chloropyrifos 2 ml per liter, or you can also grow for organically BioClean Swift 2 ml per liter water. Army worms, very much common during the monsoon and post-monsoon. Go for chloropyrifos 2 ml per liter water, or you can also go for BioClean Swift 2 ml per liter water. Rust thrips, very common during monsoon, and the harvesting is in July, August. Spray neem oil 10,000 ppm, that is our Nemo's Gold 2 ml per liter water. If you don't want to make your fruit poisonous, or go for imidacloprid 1 ml on banana bunch. Comb banana, we will go for dimethior 2 ml per liter water, or chloropyrifos 2 ml per liter water. Give it by drenching only. And damage, spray neem oil 10,000 ppm, that is Nemo's Gold 2 ml per liter water, imidacloprid 1 ml on bunch. Rat damage, you cannot do much, just control rats in your field. This is our product, BioClean Sweep and Nemo's Gold, for controlling various insects in banana. Physical damage symptoms in banana plant: abrasion due to heavy wind and the leaves. This damages takes place. Fire damage. How to control weeds? For first 120 days, do it by tilling or intercultivation. When the plants are beginning enough, weeds will start dying automatically. However, if fields are there, go for herbicide also. Which herbicide to use? You can use glyphosate along with ammonium sulfate for non-selective. It is a non-selective. You can also go for paraquat dichloride, or you can also go for glufosinate ammonium, that is Basta or UPL. For UPL, the brand name is Sweep Power. Never ever use 2,4-D. It is very dangerous for banana plants. Never 2,4-D. Glyphosate, if glyphosate is sprayed, or if goes on banana plant, these are the symptoms of glyphosate. When the paraquat goes on the banana leaves, these are symptoms similar to Sigatoka, but the difference is that this symptom will be seen on the leaves where the paraquat is there. In Sigatoka, it usually starts from bottom and it goes up. In case of lightning, these are the symptoms, how the damages take place due to lightning. Ratoon crop, very important. When to put ratoon? When the ratoon is of 5 to 6 feet and the mother is fully developed. which plant to keep. The plant which is cut once or not cut once, which direction to keep. If the bunch it should be put at the opposite direction of the bunch so that it can grow. What care to take? You should give a fertilizer immediately. You should start following the schedule given by us for the small plants. Give granulated fertilizer, do drenching of horsepower, roots multiplier, stress free. What are the benefits of Ratun? Usually the costing of costing is half compared to of the mother plant. So the profit is double. But if you maintain quality, then only the traders usually give rates. What are the side effects? Side effects of Ratun is that when there is lots of nematodes or fungal formation takes place, you don't get the desired result. So you should take care. There is no nematodes, and you should control fungus and nematodes in the Ratun crop, especially where there is very heavy rainfall. How many Ratun can take place? 2 to 3, very much easy. Most of the farmers are taking. I, as a consultant, has given some farmers 7 to 8 Ratuns successfully. What you should do, you should the crop residues of previous crop like leaf trash and cut the pseudo stem and apply additional nutrients. Means you should cut only the leaves, then very much less fertilizer is required for the Ratun crop. Some of the economics per plant expense. For planting price, plant price is around 15 rupees. Currently, many companies are supplying it 14.5 to 15.5. Fertilizer pesticide price is 35 to 45 as per our recommendation. Labor and land preparation 10 to 15 rupees. Total expense is around 7 to 75. With inflation, you can consider up to 80. With average rate of 80 and bunch size, minimum bunch size of 20 kg will come if you go for good quality tissue culture plant. Income is 160. Rate goes up to 12 to 14 kg and weight up to 40 kg. The average weight is usually between 24 to 28 for even for the new farmer. So this is the minimum what we are saying. With minimum 1200 plants per acre, and if we assume that you get above result means 20 kg in for 1100 plants, the net profit will be 88,000 minimum, which can go up to 2 lakh if you get good result for more than 1100 plants, and the rate is this 12 to 14 rupees. This costing does not include drip irrigation and compost expenses, which is given initially, that is 5 to 10 tons per acre. This is about the economics. I have shown you many products, and our products are available on website. You can also contact our sales department. They can also guide you to buy the products. Our products are available on our website www.utkarshagro.com. We have also the schedule of banana on our website. You can see the banana schedule on our website. Our products are also available on Amazon, Flipkart, then AgriBagri, Big Heart, Moglix. We are also member at Trade India, India Mart, Just Dial, CII, BNI, etc. Our company makes various products like biofertilizer complete range, biopesticide complete range, EDTA based chelated fertilizers, miscellaneous fertilizer. We have got complete range. We have got fertilizer for aquarium plants, amino acid chelated fertilizer, spreader, pH balancer, drip cleaners. We have got complete range of water soluble fertilizers. We have got media and fertilizer for hydroponics. Then we have got organic fertilizers, compost, vermicompost, neem cake, castor cake. And we have got natural plant protectors like neem oil based product, shield, thripose, mitose, virus, fungal. And then we have got complete range of PGR based products like humic acid, amino acid, zymose, beam plus, which is gibberellic acid and cytokinin based, Femgold, Black Pearl. These are our best selling products. Now it's question time. I'll unmute you everyone and you can ask a question. You can ask question. You can also contact me through my WhatsApp number 9824133044. And we have also got a WhatsApp groups of banana farmers. If you want to join, you can ask me. If you are not having any questions, we will complete the webinar here. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much for participating in the webinar. Any question, you can always send your photographs or you can ask questions to me.